Okay, so we are looking in our orange packet that we've been working with the last couple days. We're going to really be working on this page for the most part. We're going to do examples 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. But in your packet, would you flip and find this page? It's like on the back of the second flap. Yeah, on the one that says inequality definitions, it's on the back of the page that says inequality definitions. Y'all see that? You, no? Yeah, it's on that page. Yes, 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 yes. Did you find it? Okay. Now, you don't need it right this second, but I do want you to be able to flip to it in just a minute, so just have it available. Okay? So flip back to that other page. We're going to start by looking at example 7 first. Okay, so raise your hand if you can read that inequality to me. All right, Jerry, what does that inequality say? Okay, so 3 times x is greater than 7. So if I want to solve for x, okay, I'm still going to use my weight bar, but you're going to have to divide to get rid of that 3, right? So I divide by 3, divide by 3. So I get x is greater than, now if I do, let me clear this, 7 divided by 3, I get 2.3 repeating. Yeah, you got to do math, enter, which will change it to a fraction for you, which is just 7/3, which we already knew. Okay, so x is greater than 7/3 is what we get right there. So we're going to make graphs. So I put 7/3 just right there. What type of circle should I use? Open circle, and then which direction should I shade? To the right. Yes, sir. Oh, I know. I've been hearing Cuban shuffle for like 8 hours. My mom calls it the Cuban shuffle. Sorry, it's the Cuban shuffle. Yes. I've been hearing it like all day for like the last 3 days. Yes, ma'am. Clarissa, what was your question? I'm sorry. Oh, about the decimals and stuff? Not on these, only on word problems is when you have to ask about the decimals and the negatives. Yeah, good question though. Okay. Yeah, and it's fabulous. Sorry. That's true. All right, let's do example 8 for this gets out of control. Okay, so on example 8, we've got 3/4 g is less than 27. So do you guys remember how to undo a coefficient that's a fraction? You remember? What do we do, Austin? Okay, you remember the official name for doing that? Anybody remember the official name? Oh, somebody remembered. Who was that? Reciprocal. Good job, Kaylee. So I take the reciprocal of 3/4, which is 4/3. Okay? So I'm multiplying with the reciprocal here, and I multiply with the reciprocal on the other side. What? Okay. So then in my calculator, I do 27 times 4/3. Uh-oh, my 3 didn't go where it was supposed to. Is the 3 still on top? Oh, stinker, get out of there. Okay, there. Okay, so we get 36. So we get G is less than 36, and we make a graph. Put a 36 with what type of circle? Open circle, and shade which way? Left. Good. No, sir, we only worry about those when we're doing word problems. If it's just like a skill math problem and there's no words, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now here on example 9 is where I need you to be able to flip back and forth in your orange packet. Okay, so one thing I want to point out, basically today what we're doing in our orange packet is this step 5 right here that says undo the multiplication or division on the variable side. That's basically like the skill that we're learning. However, if you'll notice directly underneath that, there are these big words right here, capitalized, bolded, centered, so it's important stuff. You have to flip inequality when multiplying or dividing with a negative number. So if I look at example 9, when I try to solve this, I know that in order to get rid of this negative 8 as a coefficient, I would have to divide by negative 8 on both sides. But because this number that I divided with is a negative, see how that 8 is negative right there? Because that's a negative, I have to flip only the symbol, okay? So instead of it being a less than or equal to, it's now going to be a greater than or equal to symbol. So on the left, I bring down the x, and on the right, I do 72 divided by negative 8, which is, it's negative 9. So I do my graph, and I get a negative 9 with a closed circle shaded to the right. Yes, ma'am? You're thinking add and subtract integers. But when you divide and multiply, if there's any negative number, then it's a negative answer. Okay, so then on example 10, I would save that for the very last thing, but yes, you are right about that, Jerry. Okay, so on example 10, oh, that copied kind of weird. It appears that there's not a number in front of the x, but there is a negative sign. However, we know differently. What do we really know about this?
1.
It's a negative 1, right? So there's really like an understood 1 you may want to, that you may want to go ahead and write in there. So when I draw my weight bar, when I'm trying to solve for x, what do I do right now? No? Yeah, I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. Now, because the number that I divided with is negative, what does that tell me? Yeah, remember this? When the number that I divide with is negative, you have to flip your inequality symbol. So what I'm going to do, oh, where'd it go? Here it is flip it to a less than or equal to. So 10 divided by negative 1 is negative 10. And then negative 1x divided by negative 1 is x. Okay? But here's a problem. We've talked about it several times. Your variable in an inequality should not end up on the right side. It should always be on the left. So what I'm going to have to do now is take the mirror image of the entire thing. Okay? So I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to negative 10. So I put negative 10 here with a closed circle, and then I shade to the right. All right, and then we got one more example here. Oh, goodness, that is not at all what I meant to do there. Okay, so to solve this one, what do I need to do? Okay, I'm going to divide by negative 0.25 on each side. Yeah, so because the number I just divided with was negative, this number right here is negative. So I got to flip my inequality symbol to a less than or equal to. So 4.25 divided by negative 25 should be what? Nope. Y'all got calculators? You tell me. 17. Negative 17. So negative 17, and then what's on the right side? H. And then because my H ended up on the wrong side, now I have to take the mirror image of the entire thing. So I'm going to have H is greater than or equal to negative 17. Cursive. I don't know why. I guess I could write it just normal. I don't know. It's a good question. Yep, shaded circle and shade all the way to the right. All right, so any questions about this whole thing about flipping your inequality and all that? All right. Well, the homework tonight is on page 183. Let's see, how many problems are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 problems.